Okay, so it is June 1st. It is officially the second half of the year, which is pretty awesome, pretty exciting, pretty terrifying all at the same time. I'm so super excited for our Team Faithfully Fit call tonight that Kira Smartt. She just inspires me so much because here's what happens. This girl says, this is what she says. I'm going to pick something that I'm not good at so that it forces me to become an expert in it so I can teach it to the rest of you all, which I think is such a true testament to a leader, because it's easy for us to pick something to talk about that we know and that's comfortable, but instead she chose something, one, that we all need for our business, because I know I speak more for myself in saying that Facebook is awesome, but we need to start targeting other areas of social media to expand our network and to reach new people. And two, she picked something she really didn't know that much about, and in 2 weeks, she crammed to learn what she's about to teach. So I just want to say, first of all, kudos to you for doing that, and that's just an awesome natural leader right there. So I really appreciate it, and I'm so excited to hear what she's got to say. So I am going to kind of move on through this so that not to take anything away from those who are getting recognized, but because I know we all want to hear what she's got to say. So branding yourself with Instagram is what she's going to talk about. A few announcements. There's our beloved Autumn doing her little country heat. So for those of you who don't know, June 20th on Beachbody On Demand, they are actually doing a country swing sneak peek. You guys might remember this from 22 Minute Hardcore. It was like, do 22 Minute Hardcore sneak peek and then take a picture with the Beachbody On Demand, like 22 Minute Hardcore, like a selfie, post it on Facebook. They give you a hashtag and then they pick winners. So I think they're picking 5 winners to win $1,000. And while we're on this subject, I don't know if I told you guys this last time we had our Zoom call, but I won a 3-day refresh from Beachbody On Demand to the point that I would not open the email because I thought it was spam and that something was going to like have a virus on my computer. But they're like, you won for using Beachbody On Demand. And I'm like, I need to know you're a real person. I need to know your email address. I need to know your phone number. I want to see you in the Beachbody back office to make sure you're a real person that's legit. So the guy was like, okay. He went through the whole rigmarole. And they pick 10 winners a week. So they go and see who's used Beachbody On Demand, and every single week it's a new prize. So my 3-day refresh with Chocolate Shakeology vegan just arrived. So keep using your Beachbody On Demand because they're giving prizes anyway, but this is for us all kind of creating a little bit of buzz around country heat. Regardless on what your personal preference is on, or if you're gonna market this, or if you're not gonna market it, if you're gonna do it or not do it, just think of this. Even if you're not someone who has any sort of intention on doing country heat, one of your challengers, one of your followers, one of your coaches might. And so you just want to make sure that you're getting the word out to those that want to hear it. Okay, breezing through here, challenge packs this month. I mean, it cannot get any better. 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme, $140. And then we've got the 3-day refresh sale goes through June 9th. If you have any questions on that or the sale that Beachbody is about to do, check FAQ 3180. Beachbody does this a lot of times in December where they put everything on sale. They sort of move inventory. So that can be mats, balls, like a lot of the programs will be on a special market for sale, and we'll be hearing about that in the surge, which I'll get to in a second. But there also is the 100 top 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme challenge pack sellers in June are also going to get an exclusive spot for the 21-day fix workout at Summit. So I know we're all anxiously awaiting to see if Dina is going to be working out with Shaun T. I would not be surprised if she won that, but I'm sure they haven't announced it quite yet. So it would be really cool for Dina and maybe a few other people who could have won that with Shaun T to go do their thing, and another group of us to go work out with Autumn. So I'm telling you that these pictures with the celebrity trainers in the background when you're doing a live workout, they make a huge impact on your social media. Anyone who ranks to Diamond this month, so anyone who becomes a Diamond coach, and rumor has it there's a couple that might be popping up through the system tomorrow, get a really cool t-shirt. Carl did this last month too for pushes in the summertime for rank advancement. So obviously, I think just being a diamond coach is incentive enough, but this month you'll also get a really cool t-shirt from Carl. Okay, and then the Surge is tomorrow. So at the beginning of the year, they have the Surge. It's like a live. I think they do it through Google Hangout, through YouTube. And Carl's going to get on and talk about a ton of cool stuff. There's a lot of feedback and buzz on social media about it. I will post all those details in the Poach page later today or tomorrow morning, because I think the Surge starts at 6 or 7 in the morning. It starts early. So it's, if you're on your way to work or getting your kids ready, it's something cool that you can listen to. You can just pop your screen open and listen to it live. They're always really cool to watch. Okay, and then last, the party, the 80s themed Success Club party. For those people who hit Success Club 10 in May and Success Club 10 in June, are going to the 80s themed Success Club party, which they just announced tonight. Billy Joel is going to be performing. So I just posted that in the Poach page. So that's going to be pretty cool.
It's Billy Idol, isn't it?
What's that?
Is it Billy Joel or Billy Idol?
I think it's Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Well, that would make more sense with an 80s themed Success Club party. All right. And I'm sure there'd be like a ton of classes at night who are like 40 years old that listened to it when they were in high school.
Yeah.
There'd definitely be a group that would age themselves with Billy Idol for sure. Okay, and then for those of you that haven't heard this, the top 800 Success Club earners are getting a Super Trainer photo op at Summit. These, again, are awesome. Those are like the pictures you see with like Shanti or Autumn or Sagi or whoever. Top 300 diamond and above, top 300 ruby and above, top 200 brand new coaches that are ruby and below. Get that picture, and again, huge for social media. The Success Club prize for June is a webcast with Marcus Bringingham, which I bet he's probably one of the speakers at Summit. That's usually what they do to sort of. Okay, recognition. So I just wanted to recognize Randy, Kara, and Pam, especially because these girls are throwing out live videos all over their Facebook page. They are posting 2 to 3 times a day, and it's not like just content thrown up there. They are doing like thoughtful posts. They are sticking to this. I can't see myself. So Chelsea always posts this. I'm sure it either came out today for the countdown to summer, the ideas on posts. Those have worked so well for people, and they're really gaining awesome momentum with their social media. So I just wanted to throw it out there that those three, they have shown so much consistency, and I'm so, so impressed, especially with how young a lot of them are in their coaching. Heidi?
Yes. So I wanted to recognize, and I wish I would have had the final numbers before I said this, because I had one more person to recognize, but I want to recognize Alicia, and I don't know if Jennifer was able to join the call or not, but I know Alicia is. This is her first time getting on one of our calls. So welcome, Alicia. But both of them, Jennifer is actually Alicia's sister-in-law, and both of them hit Emerald this past month, which is really, really exciting. They just have really locked arms and worked together, you know, in terms of supporting each other and really being consistent with their workouts, which is pretty awesome. Alicia, gosh, it's been almost a year, I think, since she's been drinking Shakeology and doing 21 Day Fix, and has like really tried what PiYo, Body Beast, Size, is now doing Insanity Max 30 with me, which is so awesome and fun to do together. So I'm really grateful that she's on our team, and is also going to go to Platinum Edge. So I'm super excited about that. And then Jennifer has only been coaching for a month. She started coaching May 5th and actually hit Success Club 8 in her very first month, which is pretty phenomenal, with full-time job and twins and just a busy mom as we all are. So just really excited to have both of them on the team and on the call tonight. And I did want to recognize Laura. I'm not sure if she's on or not. I can't see her face, but she actually was our top Success Club producer for our team, Fit and Fearless. So she hit 12 this month. So congratulations to her.
Awesome. That is awesome. It took me like 5 months to hit Success Club 10 when I was a newbie. You people that came in with like your Success Club 20s or 12s or 15s blow my mind. Okay, so Amy's not on the call, so I'm going to go ahead and recognize Miss Miss Mandy. I'm going to look at her face. Oh, there she is. This is so awesome. I love this team. Mandy hit diamond. Dina hit diamond like a week or two before. They're coaching with Amy, who is now officially, she's qualifying for 1 star, which is amazing. She would be our 3rd star diamond coach. But that wouldn't be possible for her without Mandy Mandy and Dina really making a huge push. So I just want to say congratulations, Mandy. You guys are juggling kids and you're trying to learn the business and you're doing so many challenge groups. And I'm in a challenge groups with these girls right now, and they really do a great job connecting with their challengers, writing out thoughtful posts, responding to each one, and really making these challengers feel heard and coached and accountable. And it has been an encouragement to me to just be around fresh perspective. And it's no wonder that you've already hit diamond in less than 90 days because of the way that you really just really reach out to your challengers and really make them feel like you're coaching them. So congratulations. It's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome job. Okay. So with that being said, I am going to turn it over to Kira.
All right, sisters. So as Tracy said, this is definitely not my comfort zone. And let me see if I can.
So let me tell you one thing before let me just introduce Kira for 1 second. Well, a little housekeeping. So when we get started, let's all mute it, okay? Because for the speaker, a lot of background noise gets super distracting, and it's got a really bad kickback on laptops. Laura just actually asked a question. If you put your cursor at the bottom of the page, you'll see chat. And so if you have a question for Kira in the middle of this before she gets to her Q&A, you can just type in a question. Like Laura just asked, do they have a release date for Country Heat? Yes, it's coming out Summit. It's going to be released. So that's a great way to ask a question, and then I'm sure she'll get to them at the end and have some time for FAQs. But it's just sort of easy to get through all the material, and if you've got questions, use that. But let me just throw out one more thing, that Kira also is literally waking up at like 5:30 every morning, getting a workout in. She's taking her older son to nursery school, which is like 25 minutes out of the way, getting to Google, working all day in an environment where it's not really easy or conducive to do anything Beachbody, doing the commute back home, coming home, spending time with the family, trying to connect with the boys, trying to hang out with the husband. And then she's getting all of her Beachbody stuff in, usually till midnight, 1, sometimes 2 in the morning. So this girl is burning the candle on both ends. And again, another reason for her to be like, I'll go first, I'll put it out there. I know that we're all working really hard, but I think it just goes to show you that the ones who really want to make a push in this business and want to set yourself up so that you have more financial and time freedom in the future, you have to put the time in the beginning. It's not an easy road your first 2 years. It is blood, sweat, and tears. It is hard. But then all of a sudden, it just starts to turn. I think I said to a lot of you, like, this was my first weekend that we just had that I worked like 1 hour here. I did not work at all after 2 years. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. So you'll get that way. But I just wanted to throw it out there that I'm just so impressed with this material that we're about to see. And you're working really, really hard. And I just wanted to recognize you for that. So thank you.
Thanks, Mama.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm done.
All right, let's see if I can figure out how the heck to make this work. So can you guys all see that? Awesome. So I was going to be doing this presentation strictly on building a brand on Instagram, because that's definitely something that I've become really passionate about and not super great at quite yet, but definitely something that, you know, I know that there are amazing people on Instagram and I want to be more like them, and building a brand in general, I think, is something that helps us determine like who our ideal challengers are, who our ideal customers are, and absolutely who our ideal coaches are. So some of the stuff that I kind of started off talking about was figuring out how to attract the right, let me see if I can move these out of the way. So there we go. Oh, Tracy, I'm just looking at you. Attracting the right people. So make sure that you're like, I'm just going to go through some of the basics here, and I'm sure some of you already know a little bit of this, but some of you probably don't. So I feel like up until a few weeks ago, I was absolutely a novice on Instagram, and I still am. I have a lot to learn, but like my mind has been blown on the stuff that I have learned in the last couple of weeks, and that's really what I want to share with you. So number one, make sure that your Instagram is set to public and not private. Like, you are open for business. This is a business you are running. I watched a presentation that Shalene Johnson gave, I don't know, sometime back in the day on Instagram. So you can set up Instagrams for a ton of different accounts. So you can have one for your Beachbody account. You can have one for your family and friends only, and you can set that one to private if you want. But absolutely, for your Beachbody account, if your goal is to attract challengers and your goal is to attract coaches, you definitely want to set it to public. And then also, of course, know the person you're trying to sell to. So communicate in a way that makes sense to them. I see a lot of people on Instagram telling stories of people that they're following. They're definitely like people on their team that are having successes. I know a lot of our challengers don't always want to show before and after pictures, but absolutely take the opportunity to highlight those on your Instagram account. And of course, we'll talk about hashtagging them in a little bit, but make your challengers feel special in this way, and make sure that they feel like you're really, you're coaching them along the way. I also see a lot of people highlighting other people on Instagram, like, and this is a good way to kind of build up your followership. So they're like reposting really awesome success stories of people that have had like weight loss success, or people that have inspired them, and they're just giving kind of a kudos or a shout out to them. And obviously they tag them in it, and their followers, especially if they have like 25,000 plus followers, see that tag. So it's definitely a way to kind of build up followership that way. So this was really the big piece that I really wanted to learn for myself, was defining who my brand was. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos on this. My sister is a brand manager at Facebook, and I asked her when she was visiting, I'm like, do you have any feedback for me on my Instagram? And she's like, well, do you want me to be like, do you want the hard truth about it? Do you want me to give you how it is, really? And I'm like, no, I just want you to give me some tips and tricks on how you might make this a little bit better. So one of the things that I definitely heard loud and clear through all of the videos that I was watching on this is choose like 3 to 5 things that you're passionate about. So post about those 5 things consistently. So, you want to make your brand human and authentic to you. Make sure that the pics are about you. It's a good mix of photos and quotes. So I see a lot of people just posting solely quotes, and that's not really, that's not attracting people to you particularly. Absolutely put a mix of them in. We're all driven by quotes, so definitely include those, but make it about you. Post pictures of you. How are people going to get to know you? Make it authentic and human for them to see. So figure out the way to incorporate those 5 passions, or those 3 to 5 things, into every post that you do. Like, before you post something, ask yourself, does this post represent like one or all of my passions? And if they don't, then don't post it. There's been so many times that I'm posting like something random just to post it, and it just doesn't really make sense for what I'm trying to portray on my Instagram account. So make sure that your page is a reflection of those things that you're trying to target, the challengers that you want to attract to your different challenge groups, and the coaches absolutely that you want to attract to your team. So I actually went through my Instagram, because I literally felt like it was a hodgepodge of different things, and deleted the things that just really didn't make sense for the kind of person that I'm trying to attract to my business, and I'm trying to attract to my challenge groups. So like just some random things. One of the things that my sister talked about is, and I might get into this in a little bit, but she talked about like creating like this similar themes throughout all of your pictures, like using the same fonts throughout all of the different things that you do, using the same colors, like figure out what your 2 colors or 3 colors are throughout all of your posts, and only use those colors. So make sure that you're defining something that really is synonymous, like throughout all of your different posts, and stick with that. I can't even tell you about all of the different challenge group invites that I've done that have, like, I probably used like 14 or 15 different fonts. So like things like that resonated with me because it was totally new and I'm not a brand expert. And so, you know, I really looked at my Instagram to figure out like how I could change things. There are a lot of really cool people, I mean, people that do this in totally different ways, right? So they will like have different rows that they like, one row will be like recipes or pictures of food, and then the middle row will be videos of them doing workouts, and then the last row will be all quotes. So it's like very like targeted on exactly how they want their page to look and how they attract people to them. So this is a big thing for me too. I want to make sure that I am looking at the chat too. Oh, so Tracy wanted me to go over tagging people on Instagram and how that person's followers can see your post too. So the way that you do that is by basically putting their address into your comments. So it's just like hashtagging, and we'll get into that in a second, but you basically will say like and whatever their, you know, like me, it's for @Kira Smartt. So for me, if someone tagged me @Kira Smartt in their post, it would show up on my page, or it should show up at some point on my page when you're doing a search for that particular address. And that way you can kind of give an ode to that person, and hopefully they'll comment back on what you posted. So this is the big thing: encourage interaction and community on your page. So until like 3 to 4 weeks ago, like I wasn't going to comment on someone's page. Like I follow people, I get inspired by people on Instagram. I follow coaches. I follow people who have lost like a lot of weight and are just super badasses. That makes me feel like I want to get out there and do workouts. And when I first started, I absolutely used Instagram as a tool to get my butt out of bed and go do my workouts. So I totally appreciate that I was a fly on the wall. But what I didn't do was I never commented. Like I totally felt super nervous, or just like I was infringing on someone's space if I was actually commenting on their post, which sounds so silly because on Facebook I'll do that all the time. But these were people that I was following and I didn't know personally, so I was so used to Facebook that I wasn't used to getting out there and commenting. But this is a way to absolutely increase your followership, is to get out there, comment and like, and so those people see you and they're like, oh, who is this Kira Smartt girl? And so you definitely want to encourage comments on your posts, and so actually ask for it. So encourage people to comment, create a culture for commentary. Definitely just basically say like, this was my workout for the day. Comment below how you got your workout in today, or comment below how you ate clean today. This was my lunch, or whatever I ate. So it's just, you know, it's just like Facebook. You want to build up that affinity, but you want to just create a culture where people feel comfortable commenting on your page. And these are all possible future challengers. These are all possible future coaches for you. So definitely, if people take the time to comment, respond by thanking them or highlighting there's something in their post. You can repost something that they did onto your page. So definitely take the time to at least thank them or acknowledge them, like a few of their photos, kind of give them their props back. And then of course, comment on people's posts that you find through the Explore page or hashtags. And we'll get into that in just in 2 seconds here. So the big thing, does anyone have any questions so far besides what Tracy wrote? I can't see the chat screen, so I assume that's no. Awesome. So the Explore page is something that I'd heard about, but I couldn't quite figure out what the heck it really meant for me. So if you get out your phone and you go on to Instagram, you'll obviously see the icons at the bottom. You'll see your home screen, you'll see your search function, you know, obviously your like and your personal profile. So if you go to the search feature, yes, I'll go over the repost app. That's actually, so let me go back to repost for a second because Tracy was asking about that. One of the things that I actually use an app for that. So there's a way to use a repost app, and I can share it. Maybe I'll share it on the Poach page when we post this video, so you can kind of see the one that I use. I think there's several, but you can go into your apps store and just look for Repost app. And I go in there and you can basically link it to your Instagram account, and it does a repost with the person's username on it. And you basically post that to your screen, and then you tag the email for them, or at address for them. So they basically kind of get credit for it, but they basically see that you reposted it. So that, is a good way to kind of give them that homage. So the Explore page is basically Instagram's way of suggesting like videos or photos or accounts that they think you're gonna like based on what you have liked and what you have commented on, and who you follow, of course. So if you go into that little search icon, this is your Explore page. So these are people that Instagram thinks that you're gonna like. It's so funny to me when they show like big butts, like you can see it on here, the video on my screen. So like, you basically can go through here and click on a photo and double click all of the ones that you like, that are, just pleasing to you. I mean, this is all about you and what's exciting to you, because you're going to attracts like, so you're wanting to attract people who are, going to be attracted to the same stuff you are. So go through here and figure out like which photos look attractive to you or appealing to you. Double click on those. So every time that you like or you comment on something, you're teaching Instagram what you like to, what kind of stuff that you like. So the more that you teach it what you like and what what you don't like, the like stuff is going to appear into your Explore page. And hopefully at some point you get to the point where you've taught it well enough that everything that's in the Explore page is potential coaches for you, potential challengers for you. So these are people that are prospects for you, basically. So, and people quite honestly, people that are going to inspire you, because that's what this is all about anyway. So, you don't just want to be only looking for coaches and challengers. This is a tool for you to also make sure you're getting your workouts in every day too. So, I loved these two. You can see I kind of like a very similar style. But this is Miss Trenchcoat right here is actually a really cool, she's a brand person. I've actually sat in on a couple of her brand trainings that were awesome. They're on YouTube, and one of them was like 30 minutes long. I loved it. She gave 10 tips that were like on how to create a more cohesive brand on your Instagram page, which I loved. But you'll see with her, like she uses the same kind of colors. Like she uses black and white. She uses like this turquoise color and this pink. Like even her lipstick in that picture she has of her, like matches the colors that she uses. She'll throw flowers into her background. I mean, a lot of, obviously, like I'm a busy person. I'm not going to stick like flowers into all of my photos, but definitely it gives me an idea that like I need to be more intentional about some of the photos that I'm putting on Instagram. Live Free Miranda was one that I found. She's got 2 boys and a girl. I love, like you can see her color schemes are very similar, right? Her like greens and her pinks. And it's just very simplistic photos with really good lighting. And so for those of you who really do want to go aggro on this, I mean, certainly recommend really good lighting, making sure you're using good apps, post photo apps to brighten up your pictures, but really get into like how you want to appear to the public and making sure that it is representing your brand and what you want to put out there for your challengers and potential future coaches. So the Explore page, again, like I was talking about, it's basically teaching Instagram what you're interested in. So liking and commenting and making sure that you're staying active on Instagram is super important to make sure that Instagram, your Explore page, is full of the people that you really want it to be. When we talk about those passions, like the things that I kind of think about for myself, like I want my page to represent like community, authenticity, like badassery we've been talking about a lot lately, a working mom, and like just someone can be motivated by what they see on my page. So you'll see videos of me working out and things like that. So just figure out what it is for you and make sure it's authentic and that it's relevant to your ideal target market. And then just like to really drive this home, like the liking and commenting is what puts people's eyes on your page. So if you're liking things, people are going to say, oh, when you see it in your Instagram feed, people like your page, people comment on something that that you've posted and you don't know who they are. You're like, who is this Joe Smith? And you go to their page and hopefully you follow them. So that's what their whole goal is on Instagram, is to like people that are similar minded to you. They see that you like them, then they turn around and they look at your photos and they hopefully follow you back or they like you back. So, you know, I watched a training by Micah Folsom, who has built a lot of her coaches and challengers on Instagram. And she literally will just sit there, like when she did this herself, because I think she has a service that does it now, but she'll go through her Explore page. Hopefully you guys can see this. And she'll just go double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. Like when she just doesn't have time, like she'll just sit there and double tap a ton of photos that she thinks are just quickly interesting to her. And every time that she double taps, that's a like that's going out to somebody that says, you know, maybe they're interested in your page. Maybe they look back on your page and you can gain a follower that way. So just some thoughts there. So hashtags. So we've talked a lot about this on our Fitness Freaks page. We've been kind of gone back and forth on this a lot. So hashtags are the search engine of Instagram. So basically hashtags increase the eyeballs that are on your posts. So right now, I'm obviously in a building phase. Like I don't have 15,000 plus followers on Instagram. I've got like 200. So I absolutely need to get my post out to as many eyeballs as I possibly can. And the way to do that is through hashtags. So every time that you put a photo on Instagram, you absolutely want to tag it as you're building your followership. So at some point when we have a ton of followers, you don't have to tag them as much. Like there are coaches I follow that they don't tag their posts at all anymore because they have enough community and engagement on the photos that they have on there and with the followers that they already have. So they don't have to get so crazy with respect to hashtags. Sorry, there were a couple of questions. So let me I'm going to pop to these at the end. But yeah, okay. So one of the things that you do with respect to tagging your photos, and this has helped me drastically, and I used to sit there trying to figure out like, what the heck hashtags to put on all of my different photos and like trying to reinvent the wheel every time. So create a list of hashtags that are ready to go, like in your notes app on your phone. And you can have several, you don't have to have like all fitness ones. Like maybe you're posting something about your dog and your dog is something that you're super passionate about and that's part of your brand strategy that you want to create. So you have ones that are geared towards dog owners. And, for me, like both of my kids were born through IVF. So maybe there's some posts that I want to do that are geared towards that audience. Or maybe, certainly, obviously, my fitness inspiration ones that I want to use hashtags that are geared towards that audience. So you definitely can create a subset of different hashtags that might make sense for every given situation, but definitely hashtag all of your posts. One of the biggest tips that I learned is to put your hashtags in the comments section as opposed to in your actual post. That way you actually can, first of all, it makes it a lot cleaner and you can kind of do or you can do like lines and dashes down a little bit. So it's a little bit closer to the bottom. So it doesn't look so spammy at the bottom of your posts. But then you can put in like, 30 different hashtags if you want to go out to 30 different, so like I said, you basically can search by hashtag. So it's basically going out to all these different lists of people that are tagging on that, using that hashtag. So you can actually, at some point, you can revisit a post that you did and say like, you know what, I want this to go out to different people this time. So you can delete the comment with the first hashtags you used and then reinsert a different comment with the new hashtags. So it can actually you can use that same post, but it's going to a completely different audience of people. So that's another way that you can make sure you're using your hashtags efficiently. And you can use the Explore page to find out hashtags of your ideal challengers and what they're using in their posts. So, you certainly can find people that look like they're the ideal kind of person that you're going after. What are they hashtagging their photos in? Make sure those are, hashtags that you're thinking about. I mean, there's no like perfect strategy. Some people say like you should only do like 4 to 5 hashtags in your posts, and that should be enough. For me, I think I've found that I like and I'm okay with a ton of hashtags. I think you can use up to 30 or some. So I'm okay using a lot, but you want to make sure that you're and bottom line, use the hashtag, make sure you're putting it in the comments, and use different ones. Like explore the ones that get you the most feedback, explore the ones that get you the most likes. It's kind of just a game of figuring out where your target audience is and what gets the most traction for you. So I definitely wanted to take a second to talk about some tools that are available to you. So there's a couple websites. One is websta.me, and that's you can kind of go and search out different hashtags that are being used on Instagram. And so like you can, I used Fitspo just a sample here. There's 30 million people that have tagged their photos as Fitspo. So obviously you're going to get that out to a lot of people, but because so many people are tagging it, you're only going to get your page or your post might actually fall on that page for like 3 seconds before it's gone, because so many other people are using that hashtag. So you kind of want to use a hashtag that's not as utilized. So maybe search for something a little lower on the list, or a hashtag that doesn't have as many people associated with it. So actually, Anita Miran did this really great post on Instagram and how she uses it for her business. And I was watching it just a couple weeks ago on this tool called Instagress. So Instagress.com is actually a really cool site. And I want to make sure I'm getting to everyone's questions, but I'm totally like skipping over them. Resources to engage Instagram users who are currently not following you. Absolutely. So I'll get to that in a sec. So Instagress is a tool that basically will do a lot of this activity for you. So Tracy mentioned, I'm at work all day. I cannot sit there on my phone and just like photos all day long. So hopefully you guys can see this. So this is Instagress, and this is actually my account. What it does is it goes and likes and comments on photos for me. So I'm going to stop it for a second so you can kind of see. But basically right now, just in the last 2 days, it's liked 948 photos for me, and it's commented on 281 photos for me. And you teach it kind of what you want to do. So I'm just going to really quickly blow through this because I've got a lot of content to share. So, but if you guys have questions on this, I'm absolutely happy to share, maybe like in a different time too, or maybe in the questions at the end. So the media source is tags, and Anita Miran does a really great video on this and how she utilizes this also, but she built her following this way. So basically you create the comments that you want it to say on different pictures. So this is mine. I made these like just a little more generic because heaven forbid they're like, I don't know, posting like a 5-year-old picture of some 5-year-old little girl, and I'm like, so amazing, or I don't know, something inappropriate. So these are the different like words that you teach it to use for your comments. And then this is the big part of it, is you teach it the tags that you want it to go after. So for me, like boy mom, boy mommy, like obviously, these are bikini season, healthy, back on track again, CrossFit girls. So like these are the people that I ideally want to go after as challengers. So these are the hashtags that it's generally going after, and liking and commenting on their photos based on the algorithms of what I like and comment on. I believe that's what it's based on, as far as I found it's actually been pretty good with the hit ratio. So I'm going to start it again. But the way that this tool works is it comments and likes on photos, and then those people, see it starts over at 0 every time I start and stop that. It comments on photos and likes photos, and then those people turn around and look at your Instagram account and follow you back or comment on your stuff or say thank you. I mean, I get like 40 comments throughout the day. Thank you at Kira Smartt for liking my photo. It's not been an easy journey, but I'm totally excited. So it's definitely been a really cool tool to help me build following. So like, just to give you an example, like 2 weeks ago, I had 140 followers. Obviously I've not really mastered Instagram. I now have 220 2 weeks later. So it's definitely like increased my followership. Now that's totally has nothing, there's no real, I think, data between followers and actually like engagers, but it's definitely more eyeballs on my posts every time I post. So hopefully in the end, it will actually net me something. So that was going to be the bulk of my presentation, but Tracy attended this mastermind training, and one of the top coaches in that training did a bit on recruiting using Instagram that freaking blew my mind. And so I felt like I needed to share it with you guys just because I just don't know how I haven't been using Instagram to recruit people. And especially for my free challenge groups or for my, my freemiums. So one of the questions was like, how do you actually engage new followers? And this is it. So this is like the secret sauce of Instagram that I've been missing the entire time. So, and I can't see most of you, but like, how many of you guys have used the direct message feature on Instagram? Do you guys use that a lot? Okay, so I think most of you do. So I just because it's there, and I did not use it a lot, but if you go to your homepage and you can kind of see like in your, if you go down to your homepage where that little house is and go to the very top right, there's like a little inbox, right? So you'll see this little inbox. And so you'll see people that have messaged you. And at the very top of that, you'll see 3 message requests. For me, it says 3 message requests, which are people trying to sell me wraps or whatever, which is what we're going to do. So these are people that have reached out to me that are not following me or I don't follow. And they're just sending me little messages to get in touch with me. So basically what you can do is, so I'm using this Live Free Miranda girl as an example, right? So I went into her page. I love the stuff on her page. She has 2 boys and a girl. I think her pictures are beautiful. Her posts are awesome. I think she's a blogger and she has like, I don't know, does some food stuff. So I click on the right up here in portion here with these little dots. I say, send a message. I basically send her a message. I said something really simple. I came across your feed on my Explore page today. I just wanted to send you a message to say how much I love it. I sometimes wonder about going for that girl after 2 boys, but not sure I can balance it. You make it look fun. Anyway, there are not enough positive people on Instagram. Thanks for putting off such a genuine vibe. It's refreshing. So I sent this to her a couple days ago. And she replied like in 12 hours and said, oh my God, thank you so much. Your message totally made my day. Thank you. I appreciate you following. Yeah, 3 is definitely hard. And like, the girl is so amazing. I mean, she just was totally like awesome. So, I mean, it's just a way to reach out and have conversations with people. I reached out to someone the other day, just like, oh my God, I love the bathing suit that you're wearing in your photo on your front page. Where did you get it? I love those leggings you're wearing. Where can I find them? What brand are they? Basically just starting conversations. It's exactly the same as starting conversations on Facebook, kind of reconnecting with old people. Like Tracy talks about it all the time. Like starting conversations can be super simple and little. It doesn't have to be like, do you want to be a coach? It's just kind of starting off a conversation with a question. Like, I saw that you're eating that particular brand of like bar. Like, have you tried this one? So just making it authentic in you and, start building rapport with them. So this is all from, I think it's her name's Elisa Dodds, Alexis Dodds. So she goes through this like super fast, and Tracy, maybe you might want to post that video like, on our coach page at the end of this or attached to this somehow. But she basically talks about forming a relationship with them. So she goes crazy. Like she sends out about 40 to 60 invite or messages on Sunday night. So she finds 40 to 60 people that she has not been in touch with in the past, and basically starts conversations with them. I love what you're doing. I mean, she's definitely like super light like this. Hey girl, thanks for liking my page. I hope you enjoyed the inspiration and recipes. Are you currently on a weight loss or fitness program? That's So I actually got this message like 4 days ago from another coach. And I'm like, good for you, girl. You're getting out there and totally like, and prospecting and asking people and starting conversations. And just, I mean, this is so easy to write to someone, right? Thanks for liking my page. You're inspiring me. Like, awesome job. What are you doing right now for your fitness program? Are you following something? So super easy. It's not, I mean, you know, like you don't even know these people. So like, what if they don't respond? That's fine. So what she does if they don't respond, she actually tracks them. So Sunday she sends out like mass communications to like 40 to 60 people. Now, like, look, I'm not, I don't know if that's like, that sounds intimidating to me. So like if I did it 5 people a day, like I would be totally okay with that. But like when they don't respond, she definitely tracks it. She doesn't like constantly check her messages throughout the day. She like strategically 2 days later follows up on anybody who has responded to her posts from Sunday. And if they haven't, she goes into a picture that they have posted like that day or the day before and just said, hey there, just sent you a direct message on here. Not sure if you saw it. Hope to hear from you soon. PS, love the positive vibe on your page. Like, make this your own, obviously use your own verbiage, but these are just things that are working for other people, and certainly getting them traction with other challengers or coaches. So, you know, it's just so easy to miss people that are in your inbox that you don't even know about. Like these message requests don't show up as actual messages. You don't see an icon that they are actually there. So you just want to make sure that you're checking that. And then if they're not responding to your messages, just send a quick little thing on their page and, you know, ask them. I know I'm going fast, but I want to get through this and then I'll get to the questions. But so basically you can go back and forth little by little and you know, kind of create back and forth rapport with them, talk a little bit. I mean, these are people that you're just kind of starting to get to know. You know, Lexus, she talks about like, she forms them quick. She's like, I've got big goals and I've got stuff to do. So she moves them to either Facebook or she loves her Snapchat. I don't know Snapchat yet. Tracy, I'm relying on you to teach me that at some point here. But you know, all of us, I think, are really comfortable with Facebook. So to try to get them to Facebook Messenger as soon as you can, because I feel like that's our comfort zone, especially in our team. Do you have a Facebook? Like, I'd love to stay in touch with you. I think that you're super positive and would love to just, you know, keep that positivity, put it out there in the universe. Let's, you know, move, basically just some simple way to get them into Messenger on Facebook. So once you're friends, then you can message them right away. They start seeing your stuff for your challenge groups. You're in touch that way. Maybe that becomes a little simpler for us, or it becomes just a little more of our comfort zone. This though, she does this, like she goes right for the chase as far as like coach invites, and it's super easy. Like this is, I don't feel like this is really intimidating stuff. Like 2 or 3 days into conversating with you know, these new people that she's having conversations with in the week, she says Wednesday's her invite day. Like, so she'll send a bunch of messages out Sunday, she'll maybe follow up with them Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday's the day where she does her invite. So she basically does a coach invite. Or if that feels a little bit, you know, just doesn't feel authentic enough to you, or you don't feel like you're there yet, like invite people to a freemium or a challenge group. Like I just did an ab and squat challenge. I would have done this all day long, like gone after people to invite them to my ab and squat challenge. It's freaking free. Like it's 5 days. Like this would have been the easiest thing in the world for me to put a ton of more people into my freemium. And I just lost opportunity. So I'm going to totally do this again in a couple weeks and just literally like pillage the crap out of Instagram and really try to get my my numbers up and see if it works for me. But it's so, I mean, hope you're having an amazing day. Just wanted to shoot you an invite to my free 5-day ab challenge. And then you can actually put the link in there. One thing that I also did with my recent challenge or link, because you can't put links in your comments. So I actually put it up in my bio. So for my 5-day freemium that I just finished, I actually put it in my bio so they could actually click on it and go to that link that links them right to my freemium. And then lastly, implement. So just get out there and try it. You know, practice makes perfect. We're all going to fail. People are not going to respond to us. It's totally fine. But there's this a whole new world that I'm just like blown away by. Like this page alone, like I'm like, oh, I could just be messaging people that are all in my explore page. So there's just so many things that you can do to find new challengers, to find new coaches. So Alexis, who is using this strategy, she's brought on 30 to 40 coaches since January using this strategy. And she just like messages and gets out there. So even if like 60, certainly sending out 40 to 60 invites or messages. I mean, these are super simple messages like, you're inspiring me. I like what I see. What are you following? I mean, just something really simple, but it's creating conversations with people that are not in your network. And the more of those conversations you create, the more people that are going to join you and follow you and maybe become a coach with you. So I was really inspired by that. And I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope that helps. I'm going to stop sharing. And I think we have a million questions, but does anyone have like live questions too? Like they were just wondering about? And I know, like Heidi, I know you use a lot of this stuff too. Like maybe some of these tips and tricks that have worked for you, definitely feel free to share.
That was awesome, first and foremost. Like great content. My head is spinning. I'm just going to tack on one thing from my mastermind call with, I know her on Snapchat as Coconut, but her name's Alexis. So
yeah, she's on Instagram as One Fit Coconut, and she does that thing with the like. She'll do like a video all in her middle column. She does quotes on one side and then photos on the other. So it's actually cool how she has hers set up.
Yeah, she's very good at it. I just wanted to throw out there because you guys know I'm big on like it's one thing to learn this and start doing it, but if you don't have a way to keep your people organized, like you're wasting your time. So she will actually, when she makes her call sheet on Sunday, and I call it a call sheet because I come from a sales background, but she'll go through and pick out all the people on Sunday, her 60 people, and she puts those people in streak, right? So then as she's having conversations with each of them, she's documenting what's going on in those conversations via streak. Because if you haven't used like the Instagram direct message, the DMing, it's pretty unuser friendly. It's not the easiest. It gets lost easy, which is why a lot of people miss messages. So she's putting them all through streak. Then the instant that she gets them as a coach, she pulls them into her coach pipeline. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Totally. And I've started tracking it on just like Google Sheets using the, the spreadsheets function. So I can't get, for whatever reason, Streak on my computer because Google blocks it. I can't figure out why. It's apparently one of our products, but go figure. But yeah, it's, I've been just doing it in a spreadsheet and tracking it that way. And I know there was a call on the morning wake up on Mondays that was basically a person who had completely built her business on Instagram alone. And I think she went like, I don't know, like diamond in a month or something like that, or went from like $400 a month to like $4,000 a month in like 2 months because of the people that she was reaching. So it was definitely a huge increase for her solely on Instagram. Just for me personally, I feel like it's a completely untapped market that I have not done a really good job of going after. And after watching that presentation, I'm like, holy smokes, especially just for freemiums. If you just did it for your freemiums alone, like who's not going to do a 5-day freemium with you? Like, obviously it's not going to be everybody, but like way more than just our Facebook friends. So that was the part I was super excited about.
I think it's also key to bring up that Shalene talks about this a lot, where she says, it's very easy to like listen to this call and get inspired, and everyone's going to play on Instagram for the next 30 minutes after we hang up, right? And then like in 2 weeks, I'm going to talk to you about Snapchat. And then all of a sudden we're all on Snapchat playing with filters, and you can get so spread out. And Shalene always talks about like have a huge presence in one and then be present in the others, but you can't master every single one of them. You can get to a point where many of us on Facebook, like if your personal account you feel like is getting a little tapped out, now it's your choice. Are you going to go like page? Are you going to go Instagram? Are you going to go Snapchat? Because there are people out there that swear that Snapchat is the next Facebook, because really who uses Facebook but like the 40-year-olds who've been on it for 15 years, right? So right, proud of it. But the 20-year-olds are using Snapchat. So you have to sort of like mold to the times, but don't spread yourself too thin. you have to be able to link all your social media together. And there's YouTube videos out there that talk about that all the time.
Yeah, and one other thing that she talked about as far as finding people on Instagram too is going after the people that are commenting on cool stuff that you find interesting. Like if there's a food blogger or a person that like post something that maybe someone that has like 5,000 followers or not so crazy number, but they have really solid engagement on their posts, and they're not like, you know, not a Beachbody coach or anything along those lines, but they're like, they get good engagement and people commenting. Those commenters are all people that could be solid prospects for us for challengers, because they're already engaging, they're already out there, they already totally get it. So if you message them, they're probably going to message you back, even if it's just like, I'm not interested at this time. So definitely, you know, utilize those comments and lists that are out there too for people that you find.
Kara, I love the idea of the 5 things that we're interested in, because I find that I get so many coaches and rap people, you know, the raps, whatever, following me or commenting. So you know, when I started posting things that had nothing to do with fitness, like just being mom of daughters and things like that, all of a sudden I started getting more activity, and from people who are not Beachbody coaches or not, you know, so I need to like think more about that, like other things I can post about that maybe are not always fitness related. So I really like the idea. It's good.
Yeah, like, you know, I have a Yorkie, so I like post on like dogs of Instagram or Yorkie or whatever the case may be. So, you know, utilize the things that are around you that you love and that you could find like-minded people on.
Yeah, for sure. It was really good. Thank you so much.
You did a great job.
Yes, she did. Does anyone else have any questions before she goes and feeds her boys and bathes her boys and does mom of boy hashtag things? Good. Okay. So I will probably not put that Alexis call up quite yet because I'm going to teach y'all Snapchat first, and then I'm going to post it so that you can see how Instagram and Snapchat come together. And then we're really going to blow your mind and teach you about like pages so that you can literally know, like, okay, what am I comfortable with and what am I going to do for social media? Because I think you should have social media goals, just like you might have a financial goal or a rank goal or a leadership ladder goal. Like, what are your goals for social media? Where do you want to find your coaches? And for some of us, me included, last night, I'm hitting Success Club 10. I promise you that as you start to use some of these other avenues to find coaches, that solves your Success Club problem, right? Where you're not feeling like you're like, oh, I've got to go put another before and after picture up to fill up challengers. Yes, you can find challengers, but the key on duplicating your business is using these to also find coaches. That's like the bread and butter on how to find coaches that are going to help you grow your business. Good. That was an awesome call. Ton of information. I can't wait to go try out this Instagress and play around with it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everyone. It was nice to see your faces. I'll see you next time.
Bye.